FileMakerTraining.tv. My name is Margaret Carlton. I'll be your broadcast engineer for today, here to talk about the wonderful and amazing FileMaker platform. Hope y'all are doing well. Hello, Christian. How are you?
I'm fine. Yeah.
Yes, good. I'm glad to hear it. So real quick before we get into today, everybody. Hi, I'm Margaret. I host this show generally like 90% of the time. Um, we are here to talk about the FileMaker platform and how super cool and amazing and awesome it is. I have a request from Claris Engineering as of I talked to them late last night. Uh, as of today, I think actually technically got released last night, but as of today, there is some really cool stuff on ETS they would really like the greater FileMaker community to come try out. Um, they are working really, frankly, a lot with AI to make FileMaker and AI as seamless as possible and frankly as low code as possible for FileMaker developers. But as a result, in order to actually get that, they need a lot of FileMaker developers to try it out. For those of you who don't know, ETS is basically where you can test out Claris's upcoming products, new products, of which one is currently floating on the ETS right now that you should go look at, and other things like that, basically to get feedback from the community and the developers at large. There's an interest now in having a wider variety of feedback from a wider variety of developers because FileMaker services a huge variety of people. You have FileMaker databases that can do very complex things. You have a lot of people who work with FileMaker who they have basic needs, basic business needs. The cool thing about FileMaker is that it interacts with both. As a result, however, products need to interact with both. There's a lot of amazing people on the ETS. Frankly, almost any developer you see on our program talking has been on ETS for years. But there is a push now to have more people on it trying things out so they can get a huge variety of feedback. I'll probably be bringing this up a couple times, frankly, over the next week. There's a flyer, how to submit and get into ETS. I will also ask them if they have an easier way to do it. I know there's also an email, ets@claris.com, I believe is also a place you can submit requests. Please go do that. The FileMaker platform is amazing as it is because of the huge community behind it. It's got an amazing engineering team. It's got an amazing team behind it that helps make it really cool. But also, it's really cool due to the amount of feedback and plugins and interactions that we have with it that make FileMaker an incredibly flexible product that is capable of doing a huge variety of things. So, in order to keep that going, we need people to test things, especially new shiny AI products that are floating around in ETS places. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for saying that. I don't think so. I was supposed to talk about this. So go do that. I will post the link around. I'll post the email around. I will also reach out and ask the team if there's an easier way to do this. I think it'll help. You basically have the ability to influence. If you are complaining about the product, you're like, I don't like this. I don't like this. I want to see this. I want to do this. Join ETS. Not just to complain, but also to actually interact with the product and see it be influenced by developers and, bug fixes and, have opinions and see it be as awesome as it always has been. So, with that being said,
Yeah, still people have the chance to get the next version of FileMaker, install it in a virtual machine, put the actual database on it as a copy,
yes, which
and
is
then
super
make
cool.
sure everything still works.
Yes, which is awesome. You get to see new features come out. You get to see new products come out. You get to see where the platform is going. And like I said, you also get to give feedback. If you really hate something about how something is done, they do listen to feedback. So,
Yeah, you have the chance to influence the product before it ships.
yes. So please go do that. With that all being said, real quick, we have Christian on. Christian has been on this show more times than I can count. We're like what? We're close to 80 times now, right? I feel like, yeah. We have to do something when you hit 100. I don't know what, but something must be done. But yes, today, so other than the ETS adventures, seriously, go try that. I'll post links and also emails. Make iOS apps with the FileMaker app SDK and the MonkeyBread plugin. Basically, we're going to do that today, which is really cool. Actually, this is a feature I remember very distinctly when it came out. We rehash it every once in a while because it's super useful for when you need it. It's also a way, frankly, to get plugin access on your mobile apps. If you're like, I really need plugin access, FileMaker Go generally is not. FileMaker Go isn't generally plugin compatible, is it? For the most part, or am I?
No, it can't load plugins.
Yeah. So if you need that, you need the FileMaker iOS app SDK. With that all being said, Hey Christian, what are we doing today?
Well, today we are talking about the FileMaker iOS SDK, how to build an app and add maybe the MBS plugin.
Yes.
And the current function count in the MBS plugin is 7722. And we got this page here for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
This is a website for the iOS app SDK from Claris. So everyone can download this. This allows you to create an iOS app for your business. So if you don't like to have your teammates or users use FileMaker Go, but you want to have your own app with your own icon, your own name, its own fixed database it connects to,
Mm-hmm.
and you like to deploy this automatically through mobile device management. So all your team members would get it on their phone, whether they want it or not. So you can do that. So you need to be a little bit experienced because it's kind of tricky sometimes to make an app. You must use the command line interface. So you need to use a terminal window. Yeah, it allows you, you brand your iOS app. So custom icon, custom name, no FileMaker icon. You can decide which SDK version to use and what you deploy. You can have several versions of your several variants. Like a consulting company could actually make maybe 20 different for every client, make their own.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, like Richard Carton. Yeah, you're right. Your consulting company has
Mm-hmm.
maybe 20 clients, and you can make a branded FileMaker Go for everyone, for each of them. You can have
Yes.
one for everyone, like it could be
Mm-hmm.
LCC Go for all your clients with the MBS plugin embedded, maybe.
Yes.
And or you could have every client submit a name and an icon and a bundle identifier, and you just create apps for them so everyone can have their own app. So the requirement here is you need to be in the Apple Developer Program.
Mm-hmm.
This is something where you pay Apple $99 for the privilege of getting certificates and access to their SDKs.
Mm-hmm.
Some people like to complain about $99, but then if you go and buy a Windows certificate, it's more than 99. More like 300 or so.
Ooh, okay. Substantially more.
So it costs more on Windows nowadays. So there are a couple of news. So whenever there's a new FileMaker version or update, Claris will also provide a new version of FileMaker Go as well as a new version of the SDK.
Mm-hmm.
You can carefully pick which version of the SDK you use. Some people have trouble with certain features in certain SDKs, like if something doesn't work in the latest SDK, you may just use one older or two older versions. Also, you may look onto which iOS versions are supported by each SDK version and which FileMaker versions are supported. So
Oh.
you know that you can connect to a little bit older FileMaker server and a little bit newer FileMaker server in general. So yeah, a couple of changes here. Yeah, a couple of bug fixes. So you may pick which version you want. You may check the release notes for them all. And then Claris here is telling you that they don't recommend putting your app on the App Store. They don't help you, but it still works. You
Hmm.
can get your app on the App Store, including our plugin. It's just a little bit of pain to get everything correctly and pass through Apple's verifications. So to get started, there's something to read and there's something to download. I just download the latest one.
Mm-hmm.
So important consideration. Yeah. So you need to learn about the data model.
Mm-hmm.
Like your app comes with a copy of a template FileMaker 12 database file,
Mm-hmm.
and then on the first start, it copies it into the document folder. And then it can be edited, so you can make new records. Now the question is, when you restart the app, should it overwrite the database with a fresh copy, or should it do that when you make a new version? So you have to think about it, about the different how you handle it. Especially, you may have different versions of the app, so each version may have a new database file with updates,
Mm-hmm.
and then may decide to import things from an older version if it's there. So you have to think about it, because it would be a pain if some people get the new app but still have the old database, so things don't work together. So yeah,
No, that's good. And like something to remember,
yeah,
basically what you're saying also as a reminder is that whatever you package as a database with the SDK, you can't just update the database like you can update a FileMaker database, right? It has to be a whole process.
yeah. It's kind of tricky because your database may have a script that uses insert from URL to load something from your website, which could be a new database file,
Mm,
and then write this database file somewhere and open it. So your included database may just be some kind of launcher
mm-hmm.
that just has a field where you have the actual database file as a name, and so it opens it when you launch the app. Or
Mm-hmm.
you have just the URL for your server, so you connect to your server and then you can just update the database on the server, which may be the better way for you might use in a company.
Got it. Okay, because that way you could actually
Yeah, but
update the physical database when you needed
yeah,
to.
the database included would just have something like, please put in your name, and then it connects to your server and asks you for the password. I mean, something like this.
Got it. Okay.
So I downloaded this file with it. Here's my downloads folder. So let's unpack. So we just downloaded something from the internet, which is dangerous. Could be anything. There's certainly some quarantine on it. Let me just check here. So yeah, this is under quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
So this will annoy me a lot later in Xcode when all the project files are all under quarantine. So I clear that. I remove flags. Oh, that's it here. X attribute. So now the quarantine should begin. Yeah.
Okay, so you remove the quarantine first so it doesn't cause issues,
Yeah,
and then
it's just a
input it
convenient
later.
thing. Technically, if you move this somewhere, the Finder should remove it, or
Mm-hmm.
if you open the project file, Xcode will ask you, oh, this is downloaded from the internet. Do you want to proceed? Then you can click OK, and maybe it lets you in. So there's an EULA, so you can read what the lawyers have written, if you like. Well, it's similar to your Claris license anyway. So I use CD command, change directory to go into the folder. I can just drop a file on the window to get the path there. So I'm in the folder. I can use here the list command to see what's in the folder. So I have here a make project dir application, which basically unpacks this folder, this archive, and then changes a few things. So we can just run this little app. And if you don't pass parameters, it will give us some help. So display the information, display version, and debugging. So project path. We need to tell where to make the project. We need to give our app a name, which is also the name of the project. And we need to have a unique bundle identifier, which usually is a reverse domain notation. So you have some domain like MonkeyBread software.de. So you would type de.monkeybread software, and then you get an identifier for your app or whatever you like. I will just use test. So test as the folder name, test as the app name, and de monkeybread software. So this ID must be unique because you will register it on with Apple on the App Connect website, which automatically happens with Xcode. So it must be unique for all apps in the App Store or on your computer. So okay, you should have downloaded Xcode already. And on the first launch, it will ask you to download some things. So as is here, you have components where you can download the different things. And on the first launch, it will ask you if you want to download the iOS SDK. So yeah, you should download that. The macOS one is built in. And you can go to the account section and can here use plus to add your Apple account. So you are logged into your Apple developer account, and Xcode can download all the profiles and make certificates as needed. So we made a project here in the test folder. I can just open it. Let's see. So we have the window in Xcode. We have on the left the navigation area with some tabs here. We have the main editor area in the middle, and we have a palette with properties on the right side. So we can, for example, start and click on the project, and we see a lot of settings. So our app supports already a couple of targets here. There's a list. You can add things, you can remove things. So you can make your app iPhone only if you want, but usually it's okay to just allow it to run on the iPad, on a Mac, or even on the Apple Vision. Then we have the minimum deployment target for your app, where you can pick the smallest iOS version you allow. There's a category, say business. There's a display name. Let's say this is our test app. Test. We need to have a version number and maybe a build number. So we can decide which orientations we support. Our FileMaker just rotates the layout. So could be all, or could be maybe a portrait-only app, you know. So we don't require full screen. There's an icon here. There's an icon editor. So it doesn't matter. Signing is important. So and usually I let Xcode manage signing. It's a lot of hassle to go on the website, create things myself. I could just pick a team. I have a bundle identifier, and then Xcode makes our profile for me here. You know, if you have a new iPhone, it may ask you if you want to add it as a development device. So it will put its ID on the Apple website in the right section and updates the profiles to allow the app to run on your device. Like here, I have 9 devices already. They just get auto-added. It used to be in the past that you had to copy some identifier in system information, then go to the Apple website, paste it in, but now it's all automatically.
Yeah, and a device needs to be added in order to run test apps, right?
Yeah. You need to have your iPhone be part of the profile. It's all about security, you know. So background modes. When your application is in the background, you may need permissions to do things like playing audio if you like to, play audio or video in the phone, in your app, and have the app go in the background and continue playing the audio. Also, there are location functions in and FileMaker Go, which you could use. So we could ask for this. The idea here is, of course, that any app which doesn't have any of these things should not be allowed to actually use it. So if your app doesn't have the allowance but gets hacked, you can't actually do these things unless you have the checkbox.
As a side note, do you need to justify to Apple why you use all these things, or will it just allow you to check all of them off if you want to?
The thing is, the SDK library has
Mm-hmm.
functions for co-location.
Mm-hmm.
So if you disable this, Apple may ask you on the App Store submission, why do you use co-location without the permission to actually have them do anything?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, even if your app if you don't use location, you may still, may check this because FileMaker Go could do location, but you don't know what the script will do on your server. Okay, let's see. Build settings, build phases. Yeah, later build phases. Okay, so let's see. We have a configuration file. So this is a simple text file which gets added to your solution and tells here the iOS SDK library what to do. So there is the name of the database to open when the application launches. If you solution files here. So there's placeholder FMP. If you put in your database with a different name, please update the name here. You can provide a help URL for the help menu. And now for your solution file. When should it be copied? So if your database is basically read-only and should not preserve any changes, you would say always. Otherwise, if it's on the version change, you may use that setting. So you can decide. So whenever we ship a new version of the application, we change the build version. This is our internal counter, which goes up for every build. This version is the display version. So it may be version 1.0, but it may be the third or fourth time we build the app. And we could decide to make changes to the database file, but yeah, we have to decide if we want to overwrite the database always for changes. So it depends a little bit. So you can include a password if there's a password needed for your database, so you can actually have the database encrypted, which may be good if you have some secret inside and you don't like people to just copy the database. The delegate thing here is a little bit more advanced. If you want to change events, you can actually write some Objective-C code to modify your iOS SDK app a little bit more. And then the iOS SDK will redirect certain events for the delegate to this class you specify there.
Okay. And classes would be what exactly, out of curiosity?
It would be something you write in Objective-C. Let's just go to the application delegate.
Mm-hmm.
So if you write an iOS SDK app which needs to handle some very specific callbacks, like let's go discarding of exponential life cycle, let's find something useful. Like you want to be notified about a significant time change.
Oh, okay.
You want to trigger a script maybe in this case. You could write your own delegate and then have it listening for this event and then trigger a script so your application knows about this event.
Got it. Okay.
I'm not sure if there's something useful here. External notifications maybe, but I do that with a plugin. First else, yeah. Yeah, well, it must be some very specific thing you need.
Yeah, you
That you
need
put
something
in
very
there.
specific. Yeah.
Okay, so in the project we have the solution files folder. You can put a lot of FMP12 files there. It doesn't need to be just one. So you could have your launch FMP12 and you could have a separate settings, settings file which doesn't get overwritten. Then there's a folder for plugins. There is app media. So here you can actually use the icon editor to put in whatever icons you need. As you see, there's a lot of icons you could make for different sizes of different iPads or iPhones.
Are the exclamation points the one that's required, I assume?
Well, these are the ones Claris put in. But in general, I would just make a big one first and then
Oh, I
you could
see.
paste them. The size is not matching. Okay. So there are apps which produce all these icons in all the right sizes. So
Oh,
it's a lot of copy and paste work.
got it.
And for some icons, if they are missing, the iOS will just scale it. So not a big issue, but you should have the main icons, like here the standard iPad icon, iPhone app icon, and here the App Store icon. So there's a launch image. That's the image shown while the application is launching before the first layout is loaded. Oh, this could be a screen with your logo, maybe, and please wait.
Mm-hmm.
It usually just takes a second.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also an icon here. I think that's connection lost or something. So then we have here the info P list where things go. So we have here the privacy nodes. So if your application wants to access something like the camera,
Mm-hmm.
this text would be shown to the user. And so you would put in something useful here. Need camera to scan barcodes. And so the user knows whether they should allow it or not.
Got it. Okay. I've seen those before where they're
Couple of
explained to
other
you.
settings. Most settings are filled automatically here with variables from other screens.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't need to edit them manually. That here we have resources. That's things from the SDK. So you should modify them. But as you may know, there's a lot of pictures inside and you shouldn't modify them. But if you like to have some icon look different, there's a possibility.
Okay. And the SDK automatically loads all these icon assets, right?
Yeah, those are included with the SDK. And whenever you make this app again,
Mm-hmm.
you would have to make the same changes again. That's something everyone should remember. We just created a test project here. Whenever there's a new SDK version from Claris, you will redo all the steps.
Oh,
So please write a list, a step-by-step list on what you do, so you can replicate that next year with the next version.
got it. Okay.
But if you do it 20 times, you will get used to it. So yeah, here's some code. If you want to add some Swift code, you could just type it here. If you would like to add some Objective-C code or C code, you could add it here on this file. Yeah, there's an header file. There's the actual library. Yeah, some libraries we need. There's a build product. Maybe we can just try to see if we can build something. Let's pick here an iPhone. And as you see, I installed a beta of Xcode, so I got additional simulators. So So let's just go and say build. Where's the build command? There. Let's see what happens. May take a few seconds, especially on the first launch when the build folder is empty and all these temporary files need to be created.
Yes. It's the initial compile.
Yes. You can actually watch it here, all the steps it's doing.
Oh,
So it's linking. Oh, you're now copying and 5 warnings, but it finished. That's cool.
ooh,
So we can show in Finder the product. So you can actually inspect the app and what's compiled here.
got it. Okay.
So, and you see the solution file was added. And sometimes I go here and see if actually the things got copied and the frameworks folder should get the plugin later. And yeah, whatever
Yes.
additional files you like to embed in the app, yeah, you could add them to the project and have Xcode copy them.
Mm-hmm.
So we can use the run button to actually run it in the simulator. And now simulator should launch.
It's launching. There you go.
Oh, this is an yeah, it didn't overwrite my database file because this was some tests for Picker. Yeah, no plugin installed. So on the config file here, we have a build version change,
Mm-hmm.
but the build version didn't change. So I got from another app, I got the same database.
Oh,
And still I have the same database. Oh, I have to delete that. Oh, no. No. Yeah.
and then reinstall it. Okay.
Now it's a clean version. Okay.
There you go.
So do we have questions, by the way?
No, I think I'm following. Uh, so, anywhere else following? Questions, comments,
Okay.
concerns?
If you like to get this to run on iPhone,
Yes.
well, you could pick the iPhone. But it may need to be in developer mode. So on the iPhone, you can go in privacy.
Mm-hmm.
And on the bottom of privacy, there is the developer mode. And you can turn that on. Then the iPhone will reboot. And it will disable a few security settings, like allowing this temporary certificates. And if you do that, let's see, it should launch the app on the iPhone. Built successfully. Let's see if it works. Installing on my iPhone. Attaching. No. Yeah, it's launching. Yeah, I got something. Yeah.
Woo! There you go. I see it.
Okay, so yeah, so next, what do we do next? We can also back, which is sometimes a little bit tricky because it's basically an iPad app that you launch on a Mac.
Oh,
Let's see if something happens. Yeah, there it is.
there you go.
So this is now a Mac app with FileMaker Go. Besides the window. So if you have a need to use FileMaker iOS SDK based app on a Mac, you can actually build a Mac version, give it to people.
There you go. Does the SDK connect to server? Question mark.
Yeah, your database can connect to a server.
There you go. If I need to create an iPhone app, MonkeyBread helps with the project? Question mark. So I guess it's asking like, what functions do you have on
the plugin?
Yes.
So on the documentation, you can go to iOS and you see all the functions for iOS. And let's just scroll down.
Which is substantial.
5,000.
Oh, that's funny.
As you see, we have a couple of iOS-specific things here, like working with the keyboard or asking for system information, like what model of device or what's the name of the device. And so I think it's just for our battery level,
Ooh, that's
things
nice.
that may be of interest.
Yes.
So let's install a plugin. Yeah, we could do that.
Yes. Yeah. How do you attach the plugin into this?
So when you get FIAS plugins, you usually get a folder, and there's iOS SDK folder. Plugin framework needs to be included with the app, and it needs to be signed. And there are several ways to do this. And recently I saw you could just add it here to embed framework. I make plus and other throw in my plugin for simulator in this case. I create, or do I create maybe a folder reference? Let's see. So it's added here. It's in the list for code signing. So let's just try and see if it works. The plugin should end up in the build product in the framework folder. There it is. Yeah. So, and the plugin is here already. So quick.
I'm muted. I was like, man, that was very quick, actually. That was a lot. I mean, it's
Yeah,
always
it was
really
amazing.
simple.
So usually in older things, we tell you to make here a frameworks folder and drop in the plugin there. But this is much easier. Sometimes we have customers complaining that they get a link error because the plugin managed to get into this list here.
Ooh, okay. How do you fix that? Just by pulling it out?
And then you find it and you use here to move it.
Got it.
These are all frameworks used by the iOS SDK. You can't move any of them. So we got the plugin. Maybe we could use a plugin function.
Yes. Do you have any like sample files that are iOS oriented?
That's a good question. Examples are iOS. Yeah, we have here a few examples.
There we go.
Which one?
Good question.
Let's say maybe a photo picker.
Photo picker? Yeah, I tend to use mobile apps mostly for photo shenanigans.
So this is already a sample file. So let me copy this here. So I go to the config file and put the photo file name here. Where is it? There.
There we
So
go.
I change the name of the library. So this should launch. So go to the, if you have a photo picker, do we have pictures? Yeah, there are.
Oh, they have default. That's nice.
Yeah. So there are some default pictures. So let's run this again. Let's fix a couple of bugs. This is amazing. So, show picker. There's just a picker.
Oh,
So we can pick a picture and click add. That
oh, that's nice. That skips. Oh, okay. I need to actually implement that immediately into my. Oh man, because that skips the whole process of clicking the container and then having to pick the photo out of the photos. I assume you can pick. Can you pick multiple when
you
it
see
does?
a little problem here.
Oh, it's upside down.
Yeah, there's metadata in this picture to tell the orientation. So someone who made the picture had the iPhone rotated. So
Huh.
that works. So we could, of course, rotate the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's just add a rotation thing.
Yes.
The next thing I will do is I will change the build version. So next time we run, it will update the database.
There we go.
So I will open my photo database and maybe change make a script. Rotate. If I want to rotate, I need a function. Let's say for rotate. And I use my lovely search to get a function for this.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, here's a nice script. And now I show you something new. There's a copy button here.
Ooh,
Copy XML. Go to FileMaker, paste.
that's nice. That's really nice.
So I just made it today and I see, oh, here, the library name has a space. So let's see, container, image, rotate 90, write to container, and there I need to fix the, yeah. So let's try and see. Let's change this button here. Perform script. This is live. We have no idea if it works. Perform script rotate.
There you go.
So we always close the database before running the app because we want FileMaker to actually write all the changes to the disk. So Xcode can copy the changes.
Got it. I assume can you corrupt the file by accident if you leave it open and you run build?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it may be someone complaining. So let's see, rotate, fail to rotate. I got it.
There you go.
So we could need some debugging. So let me go back to the database and say fail to rotate be here. Is it the extra space here? Is maybe the problem?
I'm wondering if it's the extra space that we've been deleting.
Let's get my code to generate the,
Mm-hmm.
makes extra space. I have to fix that. So the other thing is, oh yeah, I wanted to do some debugging. So we can use our trace function
Mm-hmm.
to write a log.
Ah,
So close,
nice.
close. Because you see, when we are running an application, we get some log messages here. Here are the log messages.
Yes.
Yeah, ton of log messages usually. Yeah,
Got
it was in the widget for the right side log tool, and you see here the plugin is loaded. It tells you which file it installs. You actually see the file path, so you can go in Finder and go to this folder to actually see where
Oh,
the
okay.
files are.
Yes.
It also copied the import log file. Yeah, that's not necessary. But, let's take another picture. So let's try rotate.
Oh, not rotate it. It was the extra spaces.
Yeah, the extra spaces I will have. But you see here all the log messages from our plugin.
Oh,
So script rotate. We call trace. We call new from container. So you see there's a JPEG in the container. We can load that. We rotate it. It says okay. Write to container. We write a PNG. I prefer PNG because there's no loss on the compression.
mm,
Details going away. Then we clean up here.
got
So
it.
we have
Okay.
that.
So you get these log examples when you run trace, correct?
Yeah, the trace function will start the logging, and the logging goes straight to Xcode.
Got it. Okay.
Which is very convenient, especially if you're running it on a device.
Yes. That's very nice. Especially, yeah, because you can't run script-debugger on that. So knowing,
But you get
yeah.
a live log.
That's actually really cool. It's extremely nifty, as I like to say.
So,
Uh, uh, for
any
the picker,
questions?
what happens if you pick multiple photos? Can you pick multiple photos?
Yeah, you can. Let's go into the database. Oh, that's the wrong one. So confused, so many folders. Show in Finder.
There we go.
So in the script, we have the picker and we have got image.
Mm-hmm.
Where we, let's see, we loop. So the pictures may actually be coming from the iCloud server. So there is a waiting time for them being downloaded.
Got it.
Then we ask for the image count, and for every image, we make a new record and put the image in.
That's so nice. That's
So
really nice.
let's just try it. I mean, this is live here, and nobody knows what works and what doesn't work. Show picker. So I can click a picture. I can click another one. Click 6. So it shows here, shows selected 6.
Mm-hmm.
And add. Yeah.
There you go. That's so much nicer.
Wait, we have 6 records. Did it actually make 6 pictures? That's a good question. Wait, rotate. So trace is on. I can use the trash can here to clear.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can use the show picker, and let's say click 3 again.
Oh, right, because you didn't release trace. Okay, yeah.
So I see here the calls. So present shows the picker.
Mm-hmm.
So then we have here bytes loaded, image count 3. We ask for the container and read it. We get a picture. Get here another picture, and yeah, third picture, all with different sizes.
There you go.
Yeah, we have now 9 pictures here. So
Yes.
yeah.
Excellent. That's awesome is what that is. This is always a really good rehash because this looks a lot more complicated, I feel like, than it actually is. How long does it take FileMaker to approve you as a developer? Question mark.
What?
How long does it take Apple to approve you after you buy?
If you buy the Apple developer,
Mm-hmm.
well, I don't know, a few seconds. I think it's all automated.
Yeah, they might be asking, because I think back in the day they had to actually approve you, right? Where it was a whole process where you had to get, or is it the
Yeah,
app
there's
approval that I'm thinking of?
I've been going through the last year, so there is know your customer things,
Mm-hmm.
where they actually ask you for your company details, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Then what's the registration number of your company? What's your DUNS
Mm-hmm.
number? What's your billing address? Can you please show your whatever utility bill to prove that the address is right?
Yes.
Not sure how much they tested. I signed up for Apple Developer, I don't know, 15 years ago, 20
Yes.
years ago, long time ago.
Yeah. I remember when we signed up was ages ago, and
So don't do it a day before you're shipping.
yes, generally a good idea. Please don't sign up at the last possible second.
Yeah. So you can just sign up. It's auto renewal anyway. So
Mm-hmm.
just something. It's a cost of business to have an Apple developer certificate for a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. Might as well have
So
one. It can't hurt, basically. Uh,
mm,
is the $99 a reoccurring subscription or is it just a
yeah,
one-time payment? Okay,
no, every year. And
got it.
be happy that it's only 99.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think even FDS went up by 100, so FileMaker
Yes.
developer subscription is now more expensive. So the Apple developer one is
Yeah,
not
but
that bad.
if you get FDS, you can have a server, and you can use the iOS
Yes.
SDK with the server to do all your development and testing.
Yes. But you get access to a ton of products for if you actually use FDS. So I see a couple thank yous. I don't necessarily see any other questions. I'm trying to think of anything else off the top of my head. Because you kind of like have really cohesively covered it, Christian. Like here's how to get it running, here's what you submit to, here's how you actually add in the plugin.
If you if this is too much work for you, you can of course find a FileMaker consultant. Like maybe Margaret likes to do this for you. Or there's also Honza doing this as a service. See
Yes.
this Xcode.
We we had a couple we had this happen. He came on and talked about this I think a while back.
Yeah. Just a reminder. I mean, you can do it yourself. It's a step like we did here.
Hmm.
You may need to write it down because you will have to repeat it every year, maybe for a new version.
Yes. No,
But in general,
absolutely.
you make an app, then you start deploying it everywhere, and then you stop modifying it because you just change maybe the database on the server, not the actual app.
Hmm.
So, and here, 24U offers this as a service.
Yes. And it does a lot of really cool stuff to help simplify the process. So I have the links on it somewhere. But yeah, no, like and then I think he also made it so you can very easily install Christian's plugin with Xcode too.
Yeah, it's just a checkbox
Yes.
HTTPS plugin, and you see you don't need to have a Mac here, and you can get an App Store. So they are the developer, or you use your developer program membership. It doesn't, whatever you prefer.
Oh, interesting. Oh, I forgot that it uploaded it for you, so you don't even have to worry about that.
Yeah.
So, uh,
Okay. So I just wanted to
last
mention.
question, so popped in. I really want my app to only be available to my customers. Is there any way to make it so it's just a private download, or is it stuck on the App Store to the public? Question mark.
Actually, there are several things. You can have it publicly in the App Store. You can more or less have it unlisted in the App Store.
Oh,
And
okay.
you can decide to not have it in the App Store and distribute it with MDM yourself.
There you go.
Or you can just have your 10 devices in your Apple developer account as test devices,
Mm-hmm.
and then just give people the version by installing it through Xcode.
Yes,
Like
which
here in Xcode, you have your devices window. Where is it? So, and when you have a phone connected, there's here installed apps, and you can just click plus, and you can pick an app and install it.
there you go.
So,
Hey.
another thing is you can use test flight. That's
Mm-hmm.
Apple's way to distribute beta versions
Mm-hmm.
to, I think, up to 1,000 people.
Yes.
So if you are developing your app, you could have just sent it with test flight to a few testers.
Yes.
But if you're a small company, maybe your testers are the users.
Yes.
No,
If you only want like the 5 people who needed to have it, you can do it that way.
yeah. Like for example, we had events where we had a little photo booth app
Mm-hmm.
made with FileMaker here with an iOS SDK.
Yes.
And I just installed it on the iPad to use it for the event. I mean, just a local installation.
Yes, which is awesome. Uh, there you go. So yeah, basically it doesn't need to be public if you don't want it to be. So
Yeah, the recommended way by Claris is to use MDM to automatically push it to your users on their iPhones in the company.
mm-hmm. So that way you don't have random people finding your stuff. Security through obscurity only works for so many things. At some point, some
Yeah, well,
random.
if you have a company with a couple of people, with a couple of devices, you should
Mm-hmm.
have some MDM solution so you can remotely wipe the devices or
Mm-hmm.
install the mandatory apps.
Yes. That way you don't have to worry about it.
So any other question?
Not that I see at the moment. So thank you, Christian, as always. Like I said, this is a nice refresher. I remember doing this way back in the day, but I always space out on the. This used to be a lot more. You used to have to do command line to make this work, which you don't really have to do anymore, which is nice. Other than the.
But I'm amazed that we don't get any compilation errors. We used to get a couple of compilation and code signing errors, and it just worked today. I think Claris made their homework.
Well, is this the first one you've compiled with a 2022?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. Maybe they like cleaned up all those bugs. That release was huge, so it wouldn't surprise me if they went through and like wiped out a couple SDK bugs while they were at it. So there we go. Okay. With that being said, thank you very much, Christian, as always.
Yeah.
Uh, uh,
Great weekend.
yes, have a good weekend, everybody. Go join ETS. I'll relink it again. Go try out the new FileMaker AI shenanigans that they're putting on there. Seriously, that'll be fun. Uh, and tell them if it works and scream if it doesn't. Well, don't scream. Scream politely, but you get what I'm saying. All right. Thank you so much, Christian, for coming on. And it's good to go over this like at least once a year because things change. All right, everybody. Have a good one. And I will see you all Monday, actually. Bye bye.